I've just come back from watching John Wick Ballerina. Ballerina, you must have seen her. Or as it should be called, Ballerina, a John Wick story. Or Ana de Armas in a suit. Because god damn. The film was 2 hours and 5 minutes long and it was something. Warning, there will be spoilers in this video as I'm literally about to just do a very small summary of what happens and then go over some of the things I liked and then disliked, and you know how it goes. So we start the movie off introduced to Eve, this very small child, and her dad in this beautiful, like, seaside villa, but obviously it gets turned tits up and it's revealed that the dad is like another version of the boogeyman. I can't remember exactly what the name was, but it's some version of that. He's almost a John Wick. Almost. And it's people from his old tribe or cult trying to come and collect Eve because he took her away. And obviously he successfully saves his child by dying in front of her, and then Wilson, the man that he is, comes in and just steals her out of the hospital. An old man walking away with a young girl is usually very frowned upon, but everyone in this situation couldn't give a shit. Winston would probably be on the Epstein files. Let's not lie to ourselves. He may not have been a nonce, but he'd be scheming shit. But anyway, she is then raised in the Roska Roma, like tribe, by that crazy old Russian lady, and obviously becomes an assassin, but specifically a like bodyguard assassin, which I don't know if they address that in the John Wick movies, as the Roska Roma specifically make those type of like great bodyguards. We then see on her first official mission that she's trying to protect this Asian lady from her dad's competitor, because he just decides to come in there and steal her and have these karate dudes come and kick ass alongside it for some reason. And also, he himself is a 55-year-old Asian man. Why is every Asian in this film just know how to do spinning back kicks? Also, this dude, he absolutely just spams spinning back kicks, by the way. He plays like me in UFC 5, just what? And after dispatching every single one of his bodyguards and basically him himself, she doesn't actually kill him, but she just leaves him there. She does save the lass, and then obviously she gets hit by a car, and the dude driving it has this mark that reminds her of her childhood and the people that killed her daddy. She then uses Winston to help track down one of these people with this X on their wrists, and it happens to be Daryl Dixon. Also, Rip Lance Reddick. Can't forget the boy with the golden voice. There never was a more noble squire. And after finding Daryl Dixon, it is then revealed that it's basically the exact same scene as her and her dad, where Daryl Dixon is the dad in the situation, obviously, and then he has a little girl, his daughter, who is trying to run away from this cult/tribe. But Daryl has a massive bounty on his head from doing this, and the building's completely surrounded, and him and Eve have to then fight their way out, which ends with Daryl being shot and Eve being knocked out and the child being taken. All lovely. Eve then tries to hunt them down and successfully finds their really, really secluded and hard to find village. And this is where a just cock ton of really, really cool fight scenes and action scenes happen. They get really creative with this, especially with what they do with like the flamethrowers and stuff. But anyway, all these fights happen, and then she successfully manages to get to the leader of the village, who was the one that she remembers actually ending up killing her dad, and she shoots him in the head, successfully getting her revenge. And we finish the film with her watching a performance from one of her friends in the Roska Roma, and her looking at the phone and seeing that she has a $5 million bounty on her head, and she leaves very quickly. So yeah, just starting off, the fights in this film, easily the highlight. No doubt about that. Incredible. On the level of John Wick, and I think even in the case of, they had to get really, really creative with some of the weapons and the choices made and the way some of the deaths happened, and they succeeded on that incredibly, because they'd already used so many things and escalated it, especially over those 4 John Wick movies. So in this one, they had to keep that same rhythm. So they had to change things in a way that it didn't make it seem like it's just redoing something that John Wick did. You can see creatively they had to think very much outside of the box on some of the kills and stuff compared to what John Wick did, because the flamethrower battles, just that, basically, I'm not even making up words right now, Jesus, but like they used the flamethrowers as guns down in that little tunnel. When her and that one guy are both having the flamethrowers and they're hiding behind the car and she's behind the like shield, and they're using it the exact same as the guns. Some of the shots on the certain, it was so good. Words aren't even coming out of me right now, but anyway, I'm going with it. When they did the flamethrower and then they had the hydra cannon, no, the water pump, and what is it called? A fucking fire hose. When Eve's using the fire hose and she's coming towards him and he's using the flamethrower and it's like a goddamn wizard battle, Harry Potter, Voldemort type shit. They're coming together, and then she did the thing that I was thinking would be really cool to happen in this scene. The original setting of the water hose that she's using is like the spray, like the wide spray function, and then she turns it to like the singular, just fuck's sake, and she turns it to just the single concentrated blast immediately through the fire, which knocks him back. It was really, really cool. And when she's in the gunman's shop and all she has is the grenades, she uses some of those grenades in probably nowhere near physics accurate ways, but they were really, really creative if physics wasn't in the equation. Did I just combine equator and equation? Is that even possible? How can I do that? Like, she used a massive steel door as a weapon to both hide this dude behind the grenade, blow it up, close it, blow them up, go through the wall that she's just blown up with this dude. It's just like so good. And then there's the table flip where she's wow. And I also like the fact that they highlighted, and not just highlighted and just saying it, they showed the fact that she is weaker in most of the fights. She does get thrown around a lot, but she uses it to her advantage. Like what they say at the start of the film, fight like a girl, which is not an insult. It's a physical fact that this dude over here is throwing you about. Go in there, kick him in the balls, and just play dirty. Easy as that. And I like the fact that that isn't just said, it's done. Like when she's fighting multiple people, like the dude in the bar, she gets just rampage slammed everywhere and she still manages to find her ways around things to beat these people and guys physically. But to go off of that, also a lot of those slams and things and the kicks and stuff that she takes off some of these dudes, honestly, they don't look like they do shit. Like she really doesn't seem to get damaged in this film unless she's like full on stabbed, and even then she doesn't really like act as if she's been stabbed. And yes, I understand that John Wick is more or less a human tank in every film that he's in, but at least he kind of walks, or there's things and stuff where he moves a little bit slower in some scenes because of all the damage that he's taking, especially over these multiple films. However, she gets flung about multiple times and seems to just, it doesn't do shit. She can get up, spring up, and run through these different doors or throw herself through these windows. Yeah. I think it's only during like the last 5 minutes where she ends up killing the leader where she actually physically has all the damage. Because, I mean, as she's killing the entire like town full of people, every single person she meets, first of all, really creative kills, like the ones with the ice ring boots, the ones that you use to go on ice rings, and just whipping them about like nunchucks. That was really cool. But each one of those fights, like she's getting stabbed in shit, and she kind of walks those off. Adrenaline can only do so much. Now, before I mention John Wick, I'm going to mention the actual plot of this film. The plot with the Roscaroma friend, it kind of doesn't really go anywhere. I think it shows you enough to understand that she's close, because she then tries to defend her and go, where's she gone? Like, you understand, like, she was close to her and stuff, but it's like, cool. But a plot point that I think's actually quite bad is the main one. Her revenge plotline, kind of not so, but the stuff with her sister, no bueno. And what I mean by that is they have this reveal of this one lass that's working for the leader being Eve's living sister, who she has this ballerina that spins. Her dad gave it that to her, so it reminds her of her sister. And we end up having this like 6 or 7 minute long scene where they've ran up. It's been revealed to her. She runs up into this cabin, and they then start talking to each other. And there's like a 4-minute just exposition from the sister to Eve, just telling her, like, when she was 9, Eve got taken away, her father ran away. Oh, the father's the arsehole in this situation. This is where we grow up. This is clearly brainwashed to shit. But it's the 4 minutes of the context that she's just talking about her past and her dad taking Eve away instead of her and all this stuff. It just happens in a 4-minute cabin thing, and then she gets blown up and just dies. So she dies. We don't really give a shit about her, and Eve kind of looks like she feels the exact same as what you, the audience, feel in that situation. She almost looks like she don't care. I just found it really random, and you just never do an exposition dump ever in a film, unless it's like a really big reveal like Hodor or something like that. But even then, Hodor it's visual. You're shown that. You're seeing that. You're shown it. Here, it's just said. There's no flashbacks to the sister or anything. It's just the sister talking to Eve, and then a few flashes to the leader saying, "Bomb them both." That's it, and then the sister dies. Now I want to get to the main man of this film. The first name in the title. Yes, we only see him for 10 minutes, like total of screen time. However, I would like to thank the writers for not doing some bullshit. Like, they could have easily done the Eve beating him, or them fully working together, because they do work a little bit together in this film, but fully, like John Wick alongside her. But they didn't do that. He saves her like once or twice with a few pop shots before the time ends. And they very much established that he is very much the god of this film, and he is not having a scratch until chapter 4. I mean, literally, he turns up just at Aura Farm. All he does this film. And it's wonderful. He gets here, Eve realises, oh shit, they sent the goddamn Baba Yaga after me. And he goes, just leave. Just leave. That's all you need to do, just leave. And she goes, no. And he goes, okay, I'm going to toy with you. And I'm talking Dracul Mihawk versus Zorro levels of just toying with her. And I'm so happy the writers did this. This is how you keep an unkillable character with incredible aura at the exact same level. You have him beat everyone, even the protagonist. But let's be real. Literally John Wick first, before Ballerina. He's going to beat the shit out of her. And it's even closer to the Zorro versus Mihawk fight, because he's literally toying with her and talking to her the entire time, literally saying, just stop, just stop. She's trying to literally end him the entire time, and he's just trying to disarm her and shit, and he does it wonderfully, so efficiently. And they even address his legendary status with the fact of one of these just NPCs walking up going, that's motherfucking John Wick, and then some other one goes, he's only one man. Immediately both of them got shot in the head. It's incredible. Even though his screen time's so low, he still has really creative kills. Like, the bullets going through multiple people is just, oh, it's so good. I love how much jiu-jitsu he uses. It's wonderful. But yeah, overall, if I'm simply to summarise this film, more or less, no goddamn plot. No substantial, deep plot, or really characters. Ana de Armas, I don't really think has any lines. There's barely any lines I can conceivably remember. She talks more than John Wick, probably, in the entirety of the 4 movies, but she still doesn't talk a lot. She's still that silent assassin type. But yeah, you're really only watching this film for the incredible action, Winston's occasional just lines, and then John Wick for 10 minutes, which you love every second of it. But I'd say watch this film simply for the unique level of action and creative kills. So overall, I'd rate it a 6 out of 10. I wanted to say 7, but I wanted to be more realistic. How much plot actually means to me, yeah, it's about a 6, and that's with like some of the highest levels of action and creative kills and just the shit that they use. So yeah, 6 seems fair, I think. So yeah, let me know what you thought of this, your feelings, what didn't you like, what did you like? Did you think the action in this film was better than in John Wick, or equal levels, just a little bit more creative, which I think the action's probably the same. They just had to be a lot more creative with the way she, personally, as just a female going against all these fucking men, creatively that way had to think, and also just to differentiate from the way John Wick has creatively killed people for creatively then killing people this time. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and toss me a golden coin, please. That one didn't really make sense. Anyway, bye. Oh, I almost shit myself then. I didn't think I turned my mic on.